Hello and welcome to the Mal&Johnny Show. Well, it's been difficult to get in touch with Johnny since his starring role in the Roger Moore documentary. Honestly, it's like I've had to go through agents and publicists. Johnny
I was
turned.
hobnobbing with the
You
superstars.
certainly were. He was on the Roger. I think it's still on the iPlayer. Anyway, we'll come to that in a minute. So anyway,
Yeah.
it's been some time, but it's good to say, Johnny, how are you?
Well, I'm okay. Well, I say I'm okay. I'm okay now. But the last week, I had a horrible turn of vertigo. I don't know
Oh,
if you ever had that. It's called labyrinthitis. I got out of bed. I couldn't stand up. I was all over the place.
wow.
I thought I was having a stroke. I called my wife.
Oh,
I said, "Oh, get here quick. I don't know what's wrong." Anyway, long story short, it was something to do with the inner ear
right.
where you lose your balance. And it's the most weird sensation. You've had too much to drink and the place is going around and round and
Yeah,
round.
yeah, yeah.
It's like everything's spinning, even if you lay flat.
Wow, that's what it.
So
I'm
anyway,
trying to think what Dean Martin said. You're not really drunk if you can lie on the floor without hanging on.
that's right. Yeah, well, that's what it felt like, hanging on the floor.
Oh
Anyway,
gosh,
long story short,
yeah,
got some medication and I'm on the mend.
fantastic. But all right, so I mentioned this Roger Moore documentary. I sat down to watch it. Johnny, I was expecting you to maybe play, be there once. You were right the way through the documentary because.
Because I was working with Dorothy Squires, who was the woman he married who made him a star.
Yeah,
And I was glad that Roger actually said that in his diaries,
yeah,
because up till now, everybody's thought that she made him a star, but nobody came out and say it.
yeah.
And he actually said in his diaries, because the voice was Steve Coogan, who was the voice.
Okay, so let's
And he was
right. Yeah, let me just say so that it's a great. I think it's still on the iPlayer. I hope it is because it's a great
it is
documentary.
his iPlayer, yeah. It's
It's
called From Roger Moore with
love.
Love.
And it's got his diaries, and it sounds like Roger Moore is reading his diaries, but it's not. It's
Steve Coogan.
Alan Partridge, and
But
it's
it's
amazing.
amazing. I thought it was Roger talking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
eventually we find out it was Steve
Coogan
Coogan
all the way
doing
through.
it.
But the words are
But no, it's man.
the words are Roger Moore's, but the voice
Yes,
sounds
they
like
are.
Roger Moore. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
his
yeah.
diaries. Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah.
all right, then if people haven't seen it, you're sort of like the behind the scenes. Every so often they cut to you, and you say
Yeah.
what it was like, what Roger was like before he was a star, and how Dorothy Squires, and they sort of they fell in love sort of at a party, didn't they? He turned up and
They did. Well, the story, I mean, what happened was, Mal, as you know, I wrote a book about Dorothy Squires' life called My Heart is Bleeding. And this film company, they were working for the BBC, they rang me and said, "Look, we've bought your book and we would like to know more about the Roger Moore years with Dorothy Squires because we know stuff about, because they've been talking to his children. So they know stuff about from then on more. They didn't know so much about the past. So I said, well, yeah, come and film me. So they filmed me for 4 hours.
wow,
But I thought, like you thought, oh, I'll be on the cutting room floor. I'll say hello, goodbye, that'd be it. But I was I
oh
was on the way all the way through
yeah, and
because see,
yeah.
Dorothy was such a big part of his life.
Yeah. Well, she made him a star. She took him to Hollywood.
Took
She
him to
spent
Hollywood.
spent
That's
a
right.
fortune on him, and also, I mean, the company that you were in. I mean, Christopher Walken was talking.
Christopher Walken,
Who else was it?
Joan Collins,
Yeah, Johnny
what's the other
Tudor,
James Bond,
um,
Pierce Brosnan, you
Brosnan,
name
Johnny
it.
Tudor. It was great.
Even Sinatra popped up.
Yeah,
A
Johnny
clip of
Tudor.
Sinatra.
And I love the way they filmed it in that whatever that wonderful set was that they filmed you. Where did they film you?
That was my lounge upstairs.
Blinking heck, Johnny. It looked
Yeah,
fantastic. It looked
that's my lounge.
fantastic.
And then Emily was being filmed, and Dorothy's niece,
Yes.
and she was on my balcony. See?
It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
And it's,
It's
as if
good,
that
wasn't it?
wasn't enough, so you starred in that over Christmas, and then Olwyn, we turn on the other biggest TV show event of Christmas period, Gavin and Stacey, and there she is, riding in the
Yeah,
back of a tuk-tuk or whatever it was, or
yeah, she was in a rickshaw with,
rickshaw.
with Ruth. Because I sent Larry Lamb a message. I said, when you were messing about with Ruth and James, I was hobnobbing with superstars. I said,
But it was. I mean, I really did enjoy the Roger Moore film because it was really, really all the videos.
well, what
that
I
he'd
liked
taken.
about it was it went through his four marriages. From when he was a kid, he married somebody when he was 18. She was the ice skater, and I mean, he's only he was 23 left. And he went to Dorothy's house for a party. Somebody had invited him. She didn't know him, and he didn't know her. But he walked into this house, which is like I've described it to you before. It was like a mansion, 20 odd rooms, and a swimming pool of 4 acres of land. It was one of those. And there was always full of stars.
Yeah.
People there'd be Cliff Richard, there'd be Shirley Bassey, you name it. And he walked in on this. Can you imagine? This is a guy who's only doing walk-on ones and modelling jumpers.
Yeah, yeah.
And he picked her up and carried her up the stairs. She said, I couldn't believe it. Because she wasn't with anybody at the time.
Yeah.
But he was. He was still married to his first wife.
And then
anyway, long story short, they got divorced, married Dorothy.
Yeah.
She took him to America, and the rest was history.
And he had all that video stuff that he'd taken as well. So it was really behind the scenes, wasn't it? Yeah. So
and do you know what's interesting? They found his stepson, the one he was married to this girl called Dawn.
Yeah.
And the son is now older than me, and he lives in New York or somewhere. He's in America somewhere. Yeah. And they went out and filmed him after they filmed me.
Yeah. No, it's a great.
They said we're filming Joan Collins tomorrow, and then we're going to America to film this other guy. But I was surprised how much stuff I had to say about it. But it was good. I like the way they cut it together.
It's brilliant, proper film. And then has Alwyn been unbearable being in the other biggest show of Christmas?
No, she's not like that. It's a job. To Alwyn, it's another job. She's one of those, She said, I'm a working actress. Whatever comes up, I do it. If I like it, I do it.
Fantastic.
But what the sod's law was, it was on the same time as Roger. She was on BBC One. I was on BBC Two, the same time.
Wow.
So get the old video recorder out. Yeah. But it's on iPlayer.
iPlayer, yeah, and it's still there.
Anybody can see it.
And Gavin
From Roger Moore with Lure.
Yeah. And the Gavin and Stacey was fantastic. Did you cry?
I didn't cry, no.
Hard as nails. Hard as nails. Hard as nails. It was
very well done. I did feel that this is just a slight criticism. I thought it was a bit long. Yeah. I thought they could have probably done it in about an hour and 50, but it was nearly an hour and a half. Wasn't it?
I think the only thing I was disappointed was it didn't have Marco from the calf.
Yeah.
And it didn't have the DJ. The DJ should have been at the party. I think it was a gaping hole. Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny I was hoping for a call, but I never got it. Never mind. But the family was in, so we're okay. Well, actually, Ruth said to Alwyn, she said, it's been lovely. You and John have both been in the series. Oh, so that was nice.
That was nice. So what next? What's going on next?
Well, I've been meeting with a girl called Kath Treganna. Do you know Kath?
No.
She's an actress, but she's been writing for years.
Right.
And she's a very good screenwriter. She writes, she's done, what's those things that was a spin-off from Doctor Who?
The Torchwood? Oh,
that's it, Torchwood, yeah. So she was working with him to do those. She wrote some of those. And then she's been writing other stuff like East End. She writes loads of stuff. Anyway, she's interested in getting together with me and doing the film about Dorothy, but not a doco, a drama.
Yeah, well, that sounds great because it's a great story, isn't it? That's great. Oh,
yeah, but what we got to try and do is not do the obvious from Rags to Riches and Roger Moore. We want to get to the basis of what made her tick.
Yeah.
So that it's more a human story because there's more to Dorothy than meets the eye,
Yeah, well, she wouldn't have achieved that much, would she, from where she came from to be that successful? Oh, that's fantastic. So
I'm working with her and we see what happens. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. So
but I haven't done any gigs. I haven't bothered to look for them, to be honest. I don't know if I want to do any.
I know.
I mean, I'll do it. If somebody rings me and says, Mal Pope rings me and says, do you want to tap dance on my show? I'll say, okay, Mal.
As it's Mal. Only do
As
the
show. Mal, I'll get a new pair of glasses and a jacket and I'll come and do it.
Well, I've gone country. Have you noticed my new record?
Well, you just made another single. I said to him, he makes singles like they're going out of style.
They are going out of fashion, I can tell you that.
How did you do that? Did you do it via the link? How did you do it?
Yeah, so the actual tapes, the original tapes, are 50 years old. It's another batch of tapes that I got back from Elton John. The producer of those tapes, the original tapes, is Gus Dudgeon, who produced Space Oddity and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. And then Elisa, it's a lovely story about Elisa. So Elisa comes from Nashville. She had a song called Other Side of the World, and she needed an actor in Britain to play the part of a pretend boyfriend. And she got Handsome Steve from our street. In fact, I think we used to babysit him, and Handsome Steve. Anyway, so he's an actor, a stroke musician. I call him Handsome Steve because Steve Balsamo, who is really handsome, calls him Handsome Steve. So Handsome Steve must be really, really handsome. Anyway,
he's handsome Steve,
I digress. Anyway, so he did the video. It's lovely, and his mum popped out the video. She said, oh, he's just made a video with this girl from America. I said, oh, lovely. Let's have a little listen, not knowing what to expect. I play the video. She's fantastic. Elisa Bonagura, her name is. So that's fantastic. So anyway, they met her somewhere. I'm not sure where. And he's a musician as well. And they've fallen in love.
Wow.
So much so that they got engaged this Christmas.
Oh, fantastic.
So I was looking for... the record was actually recorded probably about 6 months before Elton did Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Same musician, same producer and all of that. So I thought, I wonder whether it would work as a duet. Then I thought about Elisa. And so I sent her the song, and she recorded it in Nashville. Sent her vocal back, and as soon as it came back, it sounded country, because she's got that lilt to her voice.
So what have you done? You spliced your old recording, or you re-recorded your bit?
I re-recorded my voice, because we had the 24-track tape. I got in touch with Hamilton Belk. You must know
Who are they?
Hamilton Belk is based somewhere in America, and he plays pedal steel and banjo.
All right.
I sent it to him. He did his bit, sent them back, and it's out. We did the video. We did the video sort of like other sides of the world as well, because she's in Nashville at the moment. And then I did my bits in a place called the Bunkhouse in Swansea.
The first person I heard doing all this was Stevie Wonder with Paul McCartney.
Wasn't it? Ebony and Ivory.
They did. That's right. Yeah, they never met. They just did it over the line. Is it like you're doing?
Yeah. And it's amazing. I mean, COVID was obviously awful for everybody. We know that. But, it just opened up the doors. We wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing my radio programs in London if I didn't have this set up. And certainly wouldn't be doing records. So, the doors definitely opened up. So
that's it. Great stuff. So how's it doing? Has it only just come out?
Only just come out. And the reason why I can't stay long, Johnny, because I've got a meeting at St. Mary's in Swansea. It's becoming a Minster church. Do you know what a Minster church is?
No, not really.
No, I don't really either. I don't think anybody does.
A Minster church?
Yeah, like York Minster. It's like a cathedral, but...
They're giving it an uplift.
Upgrade.
Upgraded it,
Yeah, so we've got a big service on Sunday, which I've sort of been asked to help out a little bit with. And it's got the Archbishop of Wales, and it's got the Bishop of...
Oh, very good.
And Rowan Williams. But we're bringing some technology into the church.
Right.
So if it goes horribly wrong, it's going to be my fault. So we've got another tech meeting. It's about the 5th tech meeting we've had this week.
They'll get you canonised, isn't it? Do you know what? The only thing I've ever done in the church. Yeah. Years ago, I did an audition in the church. Don't know what that was for, forgotten. But then I got a phone call from Wayne Warlow. Do you remember Wayne?
Wayne Warlow. What he was doing, he's on the he's looking at his watch.
Oh, yeah, that was
on the TV.
On the outcuts, he's looking at his watch. How long have I got?
Exactly.
Well, anyway, he rang me up. He says, I've got this thing on the jazz festival up in Brecon.
Oh, lovely.
And I've got this recording, he said, of it wasn't Count Basie, it was Duke Ellington doing something, and he's got a tap dancer on it. He says, I've got the arrangement, but I want you to come and do the tap dancing. I said, all right. So he sent me the tape, and I had to work out a routine to this tape. And I went up, we did it in the cathedral up in the Brecon.
Wow, isn't that amazing? Well, yeah,
that was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, because it's a beautiful, as you know, it's a beautiful cathedral, and it's the diocese of Swansea and Brecon, so you can only have one cathedral in the diocese. But obviously, Swansea's probably the biggest town in the diocese of Swansea and Brecon, so they're spending a lot of money, and they're putting a lot of new staff in there, based in the Swansea City Centre. So this will be the making or the breaking on Sundays. So I better go, to be honest, because I've got to.
You better get going.
Better make sure
you'll have the
have the bishop.
You'll have the wrath of God will be on you, boy.
It won't be the first, and it won't be the last, Johnny. All right, well, look,
listen, we'll talk soon.
We'll talk soon, and lovely to catch up. So it's goodbye. I can't do Roger Moore. What would Roger Moore say? What would Roger say?
He'd say goodbye.
Can you do the eyebrow?
Goodbye.
Yeah. Can you do the
I can't do the eyebrow.
Well, it's goodbye from him, and
it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye.
Ta-da, Mal.
Ta-da.